Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Velociraptor. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2018. The album, Dad. Yeah. Rock on, go, what's love got to do? Got to do with it. Okay, let's get right into this video. Today we're going to talk about Jaclyn Hill and her ex John Hill and the continued drama between these two. We're also going to talk about a little hint that Jaclyn put out about her new cosmetics line that's coming out, a little thing she put out on Instagram, as well as John Hill's new girlfriend and a new venture that she is starting that I think is very, very interesting. So we're going to talk about that today. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. Please like this video. I post videos on all 5 channels on a daily basis that I have. They're all listed below. It really means a lot to me that you guys stick around and watch. I do want to say one thing before I get in this video, because every time I do a video about Jaclyn Hill or John Hill or their marriage or divorce or whatever, I always get a couple comments and people say, you said you would never make a video about this again, yet here you are making another video. What I said was I would never make a video speculating about their marriage or things like that, and that I think it would be very difficult to go through something like that in the public eye. I also said, okay, that if, and I can't remember which video it was, but I said in one of my videos that if they came out and they commented on it, I would do a video addressing the comment that they put out there into the world, and they have. They have continued to say things about this, and so this is, listen, it's not real deep, y'all, okay? And I always in my videos try to be very, very fair to both sides involved. So it's just like we're sitting in the kitchen drinking coffee. Here, I got my little Starbucks coffee cup that I got from Walmart. We're just sitting around drinking coffee going, oh, I wonder what you think about this, or hey, what do you think about that? That's kind of how it goes. So, with that being said, let's get Velociraptor right into this video. So, Jaclyn Hill, she put out a little Q&A on her Instagram, right? And one of the questions that she got, here I will put it up there for you. One of the questions that she got was, what will be your first product with Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics? And she responded by putting a little kissy emoji with a lipstick, which is very interesting to me. But at the same time, I was thinking to myself, so this must mean that she's going to release a line of lipsticks, lip liners, who knows, right? But what's very interesting to me is what were her choices, okay? It's not like there's an eyeshadow palette emoji. Let's just be for real, okay? I don't know. There's not like there's a foundation emoji. So, like, what was she going there? Now, there is a nail polish emoji, Kathleen Lights, okay? But there aren't a whole lot of other emojis for her to use. So, I don't know how she was going to do it and be like, you know, very kind of like, you know, I don't know, just like not come right out and say, lipsticks, I'm coming out with lipsticks, 400 shades of lipsticks, you know? So, I don't know, it'll be interesting. I do kind of think, if you're going to start a cosmetics line, like maybe more than just a couple lipsticks, right? Like, I don't know. Why do none of these people do face masks? I love face masks. I know, like, as soon as I say this, somebody in the comment section below is going to be like, when the tea is hot, 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 and you are not. Look at that hairdo today. Hey. So anyway, heat miser. That's why I have a hat on. But it's interesting to me that some of these people don't do, like, what do you call it, like face masks and things like this. And one of my all-time favorite people that I follow on Instagram, I'm going to shout her out again. She is somebody that, she posts like 5 to 10 pictures a day on Instagram. She is so in love with makeup. She does giveaways all the time. And her name is Jenny. I love her so much. Hey, Jenny! Yay! And her Instagram name is baselady_makeup enthusiast6, I think is what it is. I should know. I look at it every day. But yesterday she posted this Body Shop face mask. And it was actually one of the ones that I had been looking at when I was at Ulta. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot all about that. It's interesting to me that these are things that are affordable for most of us out there. Like, most of us can afford face masks. Most of us enjoy doing face masks. So why they wouldn't put out something like that? It always is a lipstick or a lip line. It's a lip thing. So anyway, that's interesting to me. I also think it would be a little interesting if Jaclyn Hill came out with, like, let's say, you know, I was just doing this investigation because I am a reporter of the world. But I just did this whole, like, investigation into the Chanel Boy to Chanel line, which is basically remarketed products that they already had that existed, and they just upscaled them and put them in different, you know, marketing, like different packaging and things like that. But they had like 5 things in there. They had like a lip balm, a concealer, a foundation, and I can't remember what the other things are. But anyway, it was interesting to me that like if you're going to start a line, that you wouldn't come out with like, let's say 5 products. Like it doesn't have to be like huge. You don't have to, listen, she already did the vault. What's she going to do next, okay? I mean, seriously, the Pentagon, and she's going to have, you know, like, I don't know, 5,000 different eyeshadow palettes. You can't top the vault, okay, Jaclyn? I mean... So anyway, so there's that. What do you guys think that her cosmetics line is going to be? When do you think it's going to come out? You know, I did a video about her. This is my 3rd Jaclyn Hill video in a row. Like, and I really didn't expect to do 3 Jaclyn Hill videos in a row. But I am interested in her, and I do like to follow her. But it's interesting because yesterday when I talked about her, one of the criticisms that a lot of people were giving her on Twitter is, and they've said this for a while, is that she doesn't post videos on YouTube on a regular basis. And they're like, we miss you, Jaclyn. What happened? Where are you? Like, we miss you. We want to see you back, right? And so it makes you wonder, like, where has she been? What has she been busy doing? And it probably is that she is putting together this cosmetics line, don't you think? Like, but it's also interesting at the same time that there are people out there, like I said this yesterday, like Jeffree Star, who have huge cosmetic lines that they're putting out new products all the time, and yet they don't have a problem making videos. So it makes you kind of wonder, you know what I mean? Okay, let's go on to the next thing. So the next thing is very, very interesting. Now, if you don't know what you don't know is a lot, Jaclyn Hill tweeted out, this is my video 3 days ago, she tweeted out some stuff because she was getting people saying to her, you cheated on John with his best friend, on and on and on. She kind of came out on Twitter, we're going to talk about that in just a second, and she addressed it. Now, John came out and he put this on Instagram, it's just typed out, and he put, contrary to what's being speculated about me, I'm not a cheater and never have been. And then underneath here, if you read it, he says, in regards to my ex-wife's tweets, I didn't want to have to even reply to this, but after drama videos and messages of people accusing me of now being a cheater, I had to defend myself. I've come clean with my past mistakes, and cheating was never one of them. I could go in depth of what actually happened, but I have no desire to rehash old drama into this year. I'd rather look forward and be the best me for my girlfriend, music, family, and friends. Hashtag rebirth out January 11th. And it's interesting, you know, when he says that, because I didn't, to be honest with you, like, I saw like one other drama video about this, and I think it was Karina Kaboom, and I don't think she or I, neither one of us, like, alleged that he had cheated on her, so I'm not really sure what drama channels, like, were accusing him of cheating. I'm just saying, okay, I don't know where that came from. I didn't really see a whole lot of that going around. Now, I have heard that rumor in the past, but what's interesting about that is when he says in here that, in regards to my ex-wife's tweets, I didn't want to have to even reply to this, but after, okay, so he goes in there and says that, right? Well, let's go back to Jaclyn's tweets for a second. She says in here, in response to a tweet that has now been deleted, she says, this is getting so old and corny, just because somebody accused her of cheating. Just because I'm dating a guy that used to work at the studio with John does not mean I cheated. You will find any way to try to make me look like a bad person if you only knew the truth. And then she came out and said, honestly, I have kept my mouth shut for so long about my divorce because it's no one's damn business. But calling me a cheater could not be further from the truth, and it's hurtful. You've got the wrong one. So it's interesting to me in reading that, like, where do you get from that, oh, she called me a cheater, I now need to respond. Like, I don't see that, right? Like, I don't understand that whatsoever, okay? But, and I'm not saying there's any drama to this, or there's any, like, you know, like, underscore to this, and, you know, why he would be like putting this stuff out or stirring the pot or in that kind of stuff, hashtag rebirth. I don't know why he would want a lot of attention right now, hashtag rebirth, to, you know, stir all this kind of stuff up, because neither one of them have really said anything up to this point. So why now, hashtag rebirth? I'm not really sure, you know? So anyway, but if you want to get his new album, Rebirth, it comes out January 11th. So that's next week, by the way, hashtag rebirth. Then, if you go in here, underneath here, there's several comments, and I thought some of the comments were interesting. Somebody says to him, I'm sorry you even have to deal with that. It's really sad that people can't just be happy for you and your beautiful new girlfriend. You two seem so genuinely happy together. From one recovering addict to another, it's truly inspiring to see all you're accomplishing. Please don't ever stop. Much love. And I totally agree with that. And I'm a recovering addict as well. I've been sober for 24 plus years, and I'm very active in a 12-step program. One of the things that's really interesting to me about this is that, you know, like, and I am inspired by him, and I think it's great that he's putting his story out there, and he's talking a lot about his addiction and the things that have happened in the past. You know, I did say in a past video, and I need to make a correction, because I was talking about a song that he had done a video on, and everybody came and said he didn't actually write that song, somebody else did, and he was just the one performing the music on it. So I was wrong about that. But to be part of that and to like, it kind of seemed like it was about Jaclyn and him. I'm just saying, when I watched it, that was what I took from it. To even be part of that, it's interesting to me. You know, I think like one of the things that we don't stress enough about sobriety is taking care of ourselves in the first year, okay? Like, the first year of sobriety for me was not a year, and I'm just speaking of my own story, okay? I can't put this on anybody else, but it was not a year for me that I was making major life changes, and that's one of the things that we recommend, is not to make major life changes. Don't get in relationships your first year. That's one of the main recommendations. Now, if you watch my vlog on a regular basis, you know I didn't do that. I was out of treatment for a week, and I got into a relationship, and I'm lucky that I'm still here, alive today. I had nothing to give anybody else, and they really had nothing to give to me at that point in my life because I needed to be taking care of myself. The other thing, you know, that's interesting is I was told not to make any major life changes or start any new major life projects in my life. So to come out with a new album like the year that you're sober, I think it's great. I think it's inspiring. I think it's motivating. I don't want to take that away from him whatsoever. It scares me. I hope he has people around him that are telling him, please take care of yourself. Put yourself first. Put your recovery and your health in first, because if you don't, okay, the album, the girlfriend, everything else will be gone in the future because you won't have put your sobriety first. And that's just the thing for me that I see from all of this. But I do agree with what she said about how his story coming out is very inspiring, and I think he could probably help a lot of people out there, you know, by just sharing that he got sober and talking about that and talking about how it's been tough for him, right? The other thing is, I think, you know, when you're like at that early of sobriety, I mean, even today, like sometimes like I have to sit down, you know, with my sponsor or my support network and really look at my part in things and whatever. I don't know, like at that point that my sponsor would have, or my support network really would have wanted me like publicly speaking out about things that I didn't really know it was my part in yet, or had kind of lived through that. And that's just me and my like piece of the recovery thing, you know. It's just like, I don't know, maybe sometimes we just have to sit back on that. So then somebody else said, it's typical for her, we don't care. You don't have to explain yourself when she throws you under the bus. We've been watching her do it for years with brands. It's in her character, unfortunately, maybe. I don't know. We know she's a loving person, but everyone has quirks. You do you, bud. You're doing great. I know, that was an interesting comment. You say all this stuff and then you say, we know she's a loving person. You do you, bud. You're doing great. I know part of you still loves her, but you need to not pay attention to that. Okay. And so that goes on. Now, what's interesting about this, okay, is that we all know that Jaclyn Hill has a new boyfriend, right? She's very, very happy. She's put pictures up of the two of them on Instagram. She talks about it all the time. She's putting them in little Snapchat videos and Instagram videos and all that kind of stuff. Congratulations, we're very happy for you, okay? John also has a new girlfriend, and his girlfriend, let me make sure I get her name right, is Jaclyn Van Horn, okay? Gorgeous young lady. She seems very, very nice. He seems very, very happy with her. What's interesting to me about all of this is just my observation here. Like I said, we're sitting up in the kitchen, okay? Velociraptor. And I'm just sitting here talking to my friend, and what I would say about this is, if they're so happy with each other, why are they constantly needing to chime in about the stuff that happened? Whether it's out there and it's gossip or it's not gossip, like, once I think you've kind of moved on, it's like, you kind of leave that at some point, you know what I mean? I don't know, like I think we're always going to talk about people that we spent a long time with, but at the same time, I don't know, I try to remember those people with fondness in my heart, and I try to remember the good times that I had and not always just the negativity. I think when you have relationships that end kind of negatively, it's really, really hard. I think, and this will probably never happen, you know, wouldn't it be great if we lived in a world where we could sit down and have some closure with our exes to finally move on? For Jaclyn and John, and maybe they haven't, I'm not aware of this, but for them to sit down and actually say, let's move on, let's do this, publicly, we'll just leave it in the past, we won't address it anymore, you know, whatever. But I think there's a lot of hurt and a lot of pain there that we don't know. And I say this a lot in a lot of my vlogs. As addicts and alcoholics, we have no idea, okay? The pain and suffering that we put people through in our lives, we really don't. I read the book Beautiful Boy 2 years ago. It's been out for a long time, but I finally read it 2 years ago. And when I was done reading it, I called my dad. And I said, you know, have you read this book? I think you should read this book. And he said, oh, I read it when it first came out. And I said, well, did you like it? He goes, that is exactly how it was with you. And I said, was it really that bad? He goes, oh yeah, it was horrible. I was scared for your life every day. I knew I had affected my father and my family negatively, but I didn't know that I had affected them on that level. Now, we're talking 22 years sober, and I'm just reading that book and getting a full grasp of how I affected somebody. So I don't really think as addicts and alcoholics early in sobriety, we have really any idea of how we affected somebody. So, I don't know. Maybe sometimes it's just more important for us to put one foot in front of the other and move on. What is interesting about this Jaclyn Van Horn is that she just put up on her Instagram, subscribe to Lil Red's new YouTube channel. Link in, wait. This is from John. He actually put this on hers because she is starting a YouTube channel. Okay, so Jaclyn put out this picture and it's her, here it is, I'll put it right here. This is his retweet that he put up on his story. And she says, my first video on YouTube will be all about this look and getting to know me. Who's ready? Link is in my bio to subscribe. Do we think this is interesting? Okay, that his new girlfriend is starting a YouTube channel and her first video is about her look. Does anybody else find this interesting? Hey, I mean, girl, do your thing, okay? Like, I'm not saying anything about that. I'll let those happen in the comment sections below. I'm just saying, does anybody else find that a little interesting? So anyway, and then he re-puts it up on his Instagram and he says, subscribe to Lil Red's new YouTube channel, link in her bio, first video coming soon, and then he puts at her. So, I think it's interesting. Obviously, his new girlfriend is starting a YouTube channel where apparently she's gonna do makeup reviews. Oh my God, you can't write this shit, it's too much. So anyway, I don't know. There's a lot going on right there, and it's like hashtag rebirth 2019. So it's interesting that all this stuff is going on right now. What do you guys think about all this? Do you think that this is, I don't know, are we hyping up this drama for his girlfriend's new YouTube channel? Are we hyping up the drama because we really have something to say about it? Do you think that like Jaclyn and John have just had enough with all of it and they want to come out and say their truth? It's all a bit interesting. I will say one thing, it's like, and I got this comment a lot on my last video that I did, it's like, they both want to say, like, I could tell you the truth, and it would blow your mind, kind of, I'm just paraphrasing, but then they never do, right? Like, they always kind of say, like, we could tell you the truth, but I'm not going to. I haven't said a lot about it, and I'm not going to, right? But they keep on, like, feeding that out. So, like, what is the truth? And like I've said in a million of my videos, we don't deserve to know that. That's none of our business. But at the same time, it makes your fans wonder, okay? And I will say this, for people that, like, have complained about having all of their stuff put out there on public, okay? Their relation, and this is their choice. They can totally do this. But for them to put all of their relationships out there publicly and then say, you guys, I don't want to show you everything publicly that I'm doing, they seem to be doing the same thing again with their new relationship. So that's interesting to me as well. Like, if you had learned this the first time, why would you do it again? I don't know, like... And if I was those new people, I would say, about me being in the yeah, hell yes, I'm starting a YouTube channel, yes. I'm calling it Jaclyn Hill 2.0. No, I wouldn't. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.